2 lengths on Arafura. On the inside, 2 I see ahead of On the Terrace with the pink cap working 3 deep, and then Lucky Legacy in the middle. Royal Command, Express Boy outside of those, passing the 500. A little over a length away then to Boz Carter. Deadly Shot grinding hard near the rail. Laura May is trying to make up some headway at the top of the straight. Then Annie's Luck back there with Rufus at the 300. Arafura quickly coming out after Diamond Princess. They've locked horns together. Arafura went to the lead. Here comes Royal Command though. It's winding up now with Lucky Legacy down towards the inside, but Royal Command at the 100 metres hit the front from a Lucky Legacy, and they beat off Arafura. It's too good for them, Royal Command, and in a top effort first up, much too strong. Royal Command beat Lucky Legacy and Arafura. Express Boy, Deadly Shot photoed fourth. Then Diamond Princess and Grinding Hard followed further back by 2 IC. Laura May never ever got warm after going back to last in the early part. Then Annie's Luck, On the Terrace, Rufus, and dropping out to finish there at the back end of the field is Boz Carter. Well, despite the betting drift, too good, Royal Command. William Pike there for Team Williams. Settled back not that far off the pace really in between horses, and wound up the Street Sense gelding, and just proving too good here for Lucky Legacy with Arafura, who had loomed up challenging for the lead after straightening, but nothing a match for Royal Command at its first outing back this afternoon. No trial going into the race here by Team Williams, but he's put in a command effort. For Peter's Investments, a Street Sense Stormy Nova gelding, and W Pike there just shaking him up and getting him to the line to do what he had to do. 250, 150, starting 240 in the SPs. Lucky Legacy $14 and Arafura 10s, and they're on the tote. It was 250, 150 Royal Command. Lucky Legacy 330 and Arafura 320. A couple there that they did back. Diamond Princess gave up the ghost to Laura May, never got into the race really after going right back from an awkward gate. So the spec money has been well off the mark, as was the case also with Express Boy. So Royal Command with its second win in just 4 career starts, and he's certainly on the rise here, this rising 4-year-old. Runner-up Lucky Legacy, a looking at Lucky Fuji Dancer mare, trained by David Harrison, handled by Brad Parnham, with Arafura third. A looking at Lucky Hialeah Star mare for R. Clark, T. Kitchingman, Adam Ferry, trained by Dwayne Kitchingman, ridden by Ryan Hill. Race 7, the 1400 for 3-year-olds at 5 to 4. And a field of 13 to do battle in the next, and repeating that Bushfire Blonde from gate 1 to race in a more prominent position than at her last start. We'll have other details coming up in a few moments here after race 6 on the card, which has been a decisive win by Royal Command. Let's go down to Adam now. He joins us after the first up victory, a victory that comes without having had a trial, which was something the stable don't usually do.
Yeah, it was certainly something to take note of there, Darren. As you mentioned, this horse hasn't raced since February, no trial. And Bob, that's something we don't normally see with your gallopers.
No, we normally trial, but we don't. This horse doesn't carry much condition or anything, so we thought we'd just get him straight to a race and see what happened. Clearly,
you guys have a pretty good of an opinion of him, and it's understandable as well with that win that we saw back in Feb. Looks green, looks immature, but just knows how to find the line. Yes, there's not much of him yet. He'll mature in time, and we'll look after him, but the Street Senses love the wet as well, so everything was in our favour today. We always know that you do give time to animals and you're patient as well. Many runs for this guy this prep? No, he might have one more and then have a break. Straight out to another good result, Bob. Congratulations. Thank you. There's Mr. Bob Peters, so maybe one more run here for Royal Command, who a very dominant performance, has won 2 from 4 now. We were joined by William Pike, and Pike, we just mentioned there, not too many times do we see a Cerise and White runner come to the track without a trial, but you wouldn't have known it with this guy.
No, it isn't very rare. We like to make sure we iron the kinks out and make sure we're pretty close, but yeah, I suppose you get away with a few things in some of the nicer ones. Good fighting win, wasn't it? Because Lucky Legacy was coming the inside, and that horse has had a few runs this prep. Arafura looks to be a nice type as well. So to be that little bit immature and not have a trial coming into it showed a lot of class. Yeah, for sure. He showed above ability. I was just a little bit out of my comfort zone. It probably told on me late. Yeah, he's a nice progressive horse, and if he can just settle down a smidge, he's just a little bit hot, he could be quite nice. We didn't get to speak to you about it on the weekend, but you brought up your 100th winner. But for me, the highlight of the day was seeing you again in the last. You got second on Bold Success, and I haven't seen anyone more angry with coming second, mate. You just continue to thrive to be the best, don't you, and get those winners. Yeah, well, second's the first one beat, and so no one wants to be second. Yeah, I don't know. I get good rides, and I expect I expect to be able to make the most of them. So, you know, it's not like I'm getting pretty ordinary horses running second. I'm on some pretty nice horses, so I've got to win, don't I?
That's why you're the best, mate. Congratulations on the 100 wins.
Thank you very much.
There's William Pike, winning jockey aboard of Royal Command, taking out race number 6 here at Belmont Park.